What's up? Man, I lost my Cletus shades again. That's like pair number 3. I don't know where they're at, but of course it's sunny. And you know what? I am perfectly fine with Ohio's bipolar weather because, and I hope it's nice again this evening because it's so nice, man, to come home and get the kids outside, get them engaged in something. You're gonna have to bring it harder than that. Oh, guess whose turn it is? I bought a basketball rim for the boys last year when we first was fortunate enough to move into that house, and challenged them to a game of basketball. Mom out there blowing bubbles for the little one. Got that wand thing that makes the big old bubbles, which is nice. But you know, putting that dad skill on them. You know, I win every, you know what I'm saying? I sometimes let them win just to keep the morale up. You know, you don't want your kids to feel like they can't win anything. You know, a little bit of mercy points I'll let them get, you know what I'm saying? All right. One-handed. Bro, you ought to have been tripping. They would have been tripping if I'd have been. I don't make a lot. This is the first time I've played since I broke my wrist, man. It's healing up nice, except for I didn't do the physical therapy, and it's not what it used to be, man, and it's never going to be. I believe in physical therapy, don't get me wrong, but I just can't afford it, and so I just didn't do it. I figured I work hard enough, surely, you know, what I do at work will help it, but that's my excuse for not winning the basketball game. We just play horse anyway, we don't, you know what I mean? Oh, big old H.O.
Dang, you shoot better.
Oh, now Dad's gonna get a letter. And this guy plays whatever this is. Good job, buddy. Whoa. So, all that matters is we're out there having fun, man. And I hope it's nice again this evening so we can do the same thing. And hope everybody out there has fun with their family. Man, it's so nice. Like I say, there's nothing like that first day that it's warm to come out with your family, man, and spend time. But because all the stress of the day-to-day stuff, you know, kind of just, it's real easy to get caught up in that. It's real easy to just, you know, I got this going on, I got that going on, I got the doctor's appointment for this kid, I got, you know, this daycare situation for this kid, I've got, you know, this meeting, I've got, you know, and the work on top of all that, and bills just keep getting higher and higher somehow. I don't know, but then I come home, yeah, that's another thing, I come home Friday, and I recorded the whole thing, and I might put it on my second channel, not to bore you guys with it, but I come home Friday. Well, I got a call from the babysitter that comes to our house now to watch our little one since he got kicked out of daycare. Fantastic. She's like, hey, you know, I tried to take a shower and it's cold, I'm not sure what's going on, and now the rest of the house is cold, and I'm like, well, crap, maybe my hot water tank, I don't know, went at, like, I have to relight it or something because it's a gas one. That's what I was thinking and praying. But no, can't get that lucky. I come home and I go in the basement to check it out, and it's water's just rushing everywhere. So not only did the bottom of it blow out, but I'm going to have to pay a pretty hefty water bill. But you know, thankfully, God willing, we had just enough in savings to go and get a hot water tank. And I went and picked it up, brought it home and installed it, and tried to show the boys how that works, you know. You guys have any interest in learning how a hot water tank hooks up? Not really? Huh? No? And I had a pretty proud dad moment I'll put in here, even though I said I wouldn't put it on this channel, but there wasn't a union in there for you dads out there that are pipe fitters. There wasn't a union for me to take the gas line off and plumb the new one in, so. Yeah, so this is super sketchy. I have this pipe here with no union for me to split into it. The only union in this whole deal is right here, and I've already tried to open it. So the only option that I have is to cut it off here, and then hopefully I can just unthread that off of there. And yeah, I've tried to purge all the gas out of here so that, you know, if this blade sparks, I don't go. There's no guarantees. I did some slick stuff. Maybe dangerous, maybe a little dangerous. Wow. But anyway, it's those kind of stressors, you know what I mean? But it's a stress reward, right? It's like, oh my God, nobody in my family can take a shower. I had to shut the water off because, like I say, the hot water tank was just rushing, so I had to shut the water off to the whole house. So not only do we not have hot water, we just didn't have water, period, until I fixed it. So thankfully, you know, God bless me with the ability to fix stuff. I don't know why I'm good at fixing stuff, but I am, and I'm thankful for it. And when I say fix stuff, I mean I can almost fix anything. I literally put a new screen on my wife's Google Pixel phone like 2 weeks ago. She ordered it from China, and I installed it because our little one broke her screen, and she just didn't want to get a new phone and start that whole thing over. Plus, she couldn't transfer her data because her old phone screen wouldn't work at all. But anyway, what a ramble. It is a little ironic, though, that all the money on Cash App that I returned was like within $30 of how much this hot water tank. Hot water tanks are literally $700 now just for a 40-gallon tank. What? Like, I remember when it was like $300 or whatever. But I got one with a 6-year warranty. We fixed it up. Weather's nice. Back at work. I'm still healthy feeling. But I'll leave you guys with this because I know a lot of people out there have parents like mine who are just, for lack of a better word, just awful people, right? And I always tell my siblings, I literally just texted my sister yesterday because she had visited there, and I said, well, don't let anything they say get to you. And I'm telling the rest of you guys that too. You know, we're breaking the cycle and we're getting away from that, and we're being better than what they were and not repeating that same behavior. But it is easy to let them get to you, right? So one of the things I'm most proud about is not just turning my life around and beating the odds and not going back to prison over and over and over and staying in drug addiction and dying like the rest of my friends and family around here. But I was able to hold a job down, right? Advance in that job to where I'm making enough money and eventually branch out on my own. Shout out to Shawnee State Truck Driving School that allowed me to do that, to get my commercial license to where I can be independent, kind of work on my own, but was able to build my credit score up enough to be approved for a home loan after filing bankruptcy and pretty much starting over in like 2017. So, you know, when 2022 come around and I was in this position where I had the secured income that the bank wanted, the credit score that the bank wanted, and just to be trusted for something like that, man, it just felt really good. And I didn't think that anybody would have the power to make me feel any differently about that. Fast forward to Saturday, I'm trying to visit my biological dad because he's going downhill quick. I mean, the cancer's eating him up, but plus he just refuses to quit drinking heavy liquor and smoking nonstop. So, you know, he's kind of, I don't know. And anyway, so I'm over there and we're just casually talking, and I was kind of complaining about the hot water heater and how much that was and how high the bills are in general. And I said, well, on top of that, you know, my mortgage went up from $920 to $960 a month. And he just kind of does this, well, you know, we know about your report, you know. And I probably did that exact face that I just made, like, huh? don't, Jimmy, just don't even say nothing. And I'm like, no, please do. I mean, what's this secret information you have about my mortgage that I don't know about? And he says, well, look, we know that your house is paid for. I'm like, oh, sweet. Did you guys somehow overnight get your together and get $120,000 and pay for it for me? And I was like, what now? And he was like, we know that you didn't, get a loan for that house, and we know that your wife's dad bought the house for you. And in that quick, within just a few words spoken by a dying man, he was able to completely discredit everything that I was proud of myself for. He was able to just pull that rug right out from underneath of me and make me feel like a complete nobody. Like you can't even, you don't have the money to pay me back anything you've stolen from me. You don't have the time or the health to try to fix any of the things that you've done emotionally or physically, and make up for time and all that stuff. And the only one thing you can do is at least be proud in some way, right? Not that your opinion matters that much to me, which apparently it does more than what I want to admit, but you can't even be so, and in his mind, maybe it's just, it's not that deep. He just thought that my wife's dad paid for it. But just in that one statement, and one fell swoop, you just completely took away, so to me, the way I see that statement is, so you just think that I'm lying about everything, that I never really got it together, I'm not stable enough to buy a home, I don't have, the credit score, the means, the responsible enough, I'm not grown enough, I don't have what it takes to buy a home. And it made me so mad that I literally made an account, because I never do the online thing for my mortgage or whatever. Like every month I make the payment and just so be it, But I literally stood right there in his living room and created a login just to log in and show him. And I felt like, then I found myself trying to prove something to him. And it irritates me because it's super hard, man, to pay, all these bills, and on top of that, pay $1,000 a month mortgage payment. But I'm so proud to do it, and this piece of man sat there and just, it wasn't, none of it's real. We know. And it's aggravating, and my wife has went through this her whole entire life, and whenever I said it to her and told her what happened, she said, well, welcome to my life, because let's just say her father's well off, and everybody assumes that since he's well off that we must somehow benefit from it, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know, guys. I just, I need to take my own advice, and when I say, don't let anything somebody like Dave can say or do, affect you or offend you or whatever. So if any of you guys out there have parents that's like that, man, just don't let it, and I shouldn't have even logged in to prove it to them, because I don't have to prove nothing to them. They're the kind of people that that's just how they're going to be. They spent the whole time complaining about the picture on the television that me and my wife both did for Christmas. He had to move out into the living room, and his hospice bed, and the TV out there is the one that me and her bought, and, this picture is the picture they've ever seen on a television. They don't like it because it's got a Roku remote, there's no numbers on it. He's not been sleeping well, so he wanted a thermos to keep coffee warm all night. I bought one, and it's ridiculous. It's not big enough. How's somebody supposed to drink coffee out of this? This is ridiculous. She told me my wife's car is the ugliest car she's ever seen. Hell, when I went over there, she was like, I like that shirt, you ought to give it to me. These people are just unbelievable. I thought about putting them on camera a little bit more, but I don't know if it's even worth it, man. But anyway, love you guys, man. If you guys are out there and this story's relatable, just know you ain't the only one going through it, man. And f them, right? That's how we break the cycle, is by saying f them and not letting anything they say get to us, man. Because we know who we are. I know that I bought my own home. I don't care if they know it, right? Oh, and let me know down below still if you guys want some detailed stories of, you know, the rest of the charges or whatever. Like, I don't have anything to hide. I'll share all of it, man. But let me know down below, man. Love y'all.